All right, Shawn Ray backstage with the 8-time Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman, at the 60th anniversary of the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia. And Ronnie Coleman, this must feel like home for you with those 8 Sandow trophies.
You know it.
We're back in Las Vegas. However, let's take it back further. The first Olympia you won was in 1998 in New York City.
Yep.
And at the time, Dorian Yates wasn't coming.
Nope.
And at the time, everybody was talking about, some people walking around, talking about me, Nasser, and Flex.
Yep.
But you were privately preparing for that victory.
I was 9th place on the list because I got 9th the year before, and I never, ever placed in the top 5. Not only did y'all guys not see me coming, hell, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even see myself coming. I'm going to be honest. Just to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
That whole time I was standing up there on stage, I knew that they were going to call my name any moment now. And that's from 6th place on down.
Yeah, that's a very interesting place to be because there's nothing like a surprise that you've been rewarded for a lifetime of work. You started out in 1992 in Helsinki, Finland, your first Olympia.
And I never even got called out for no comparison whatsoever. I just stood there on stage, had the best seat in the house, best fan view in the house, standing on stage with some of the best bodybuilders in the world. And let me tell you, Shawn, I felt generous and very proud to be there.
Yeah, I think I experienced a similar feeling. My first Olympia, I was 13th, but I was such a fan of the sport, I couldn't actually believe I was standing on that stage.
Exactly.
But it became very real, Ronnie, to me in 1996 when you were actually called out with myself and Dorian Yates. Dorian was already the defending champion. I had already been second in 1994.
Yeah.
And then you were called out with me and Dorian, and I thought, where's this coming from?
And
did that light a match under you?
And that had no effect whatsoever. Actually, I forgot all about that.
I remember.
After the show was over with.
I saw you coming.
Thing to me. I was like, where's this coming from? You know, because like I said, I'd never been called out with any of the top guys before, so I just looked at like it was just some mistake they had made.
Yeah, well, they didn't make a mistake. There was a foreshadowing of what was coming only a couple of years later. Dexter Jackson told me in Victory in 2008 that he literally felt weak. He almost did the Ronnie Coleman drop, 98. Tell me about when they announced you as being Mr. Olympia.
I completely collapsed. It was like I fainted a couple times in my life before. That was one of them. Because after they called my name for first, the only thing I remember after that was my girlfriend Vicky coming on stage and helping me get up off the floor. I went back and watched the tape. Flex said something to me I never knew. Chris came over and said something I never heard.
Out.
I was out cold pretty much.
But you were out several times. Did you ever get used to it towards the 6th and the 7th and the 8th? Did you find the stamina to go, okay, I deserve this, I own this space?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Shawn, I really and truly didn't. Because I guess, you know, if it would have been my goal to be Mr. Olympia in life, maybe I would have felt that way, but it was never my goal to be Mr. Olympia in life. My goal was to be a professional bodybuilder, you know?
Yeah.
And when I didn't make it there, I figured, you know, I got the job with the police department, maybe I'll be chief someday. So, you know, I worked full time for the next 3 Mr. Olympia.
I know.
So I never quit because, you know, I didn't know when it was going to end and it was going to be all over with. And I was going to be back on the street, you know, day by day. So I just stayed on the street.
I think if you ever wonder why you're so loved by your fans, it's because of that right there. You were doing something that you were in love with, something that you didn't ever really think was going to actually happen. And when it happened, you stayed humble throughout the entire process.
The whole process.
Jay Cutler, he recognizes that he didn't beat the premier bodybuilder in the world when he defeated you.
Yeah.
He has mad respect for what you accomplished because you raised the bar, but you continued on a couple of years after that.
Yeah, because, you know, once you get this passion in you, you know it's hard to let go. I got used to it, and I've been doing it for like 17, 18 years, and I'm like, do I want to really let it go? Do I really want to quit? No, yeah, you know, it's kind of confusing. And then I guess after I got like fourth, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, you know, I've gotten some criticism about comments about you, Ronnie. People have asked me, why are you so hard on Ronnie Coleman? I said, I don't feel sorry for Ronnie Coleman because Ronnie Coleman doesn't feel sorry for himself.
Why should I be feeling sorry for myself? I won 8 Mr Olympias. I think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world. I don't think nobody should ever feel sorry for me.
I think people see that you are.
A lot of people that deserve to feel sorry for it. I'm one of the last in the whole world that should ever happen to. So.
That validates what I was talking about because it's coming from you. But people, they wanted to see the old Ronnie Coleman, the vibrant, strong. You're now kind of, you're not confined to the chair, but your lifestyle is different.
Yep, I'm not squatting 800 for reps anymore. I'm not leg pressing 2,300 pounds for reps no more. And I'm definitely not deadlifting 800 for reps no more, but I'm alive. I'm doing better than I've ever done in my whole entire life at this stage and at this moment in my life because when I was Mr. Olympia, I was nowhere close to being this popular, you know, because bodybuilding was way down there in the closet and there was no social media to pick us up. Now social media has come out and picked us up. And I am highly successful nowadays.
Yeah, you are, Ronnie. And here we are. You've been reunited with all the past champions. You got the big ring.
Yeah,
did it fit? It fit on your pinky finger.
It fit on my pinky, barely, but hey, it's there.
All right. and what do you think what Jake Wood's doing with the Olympia since Joe's gone on to?
I think Jake is kind of like, you know, a gift to the sport of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know, Jake is somebody that God called to save the sport, and he's doing the best job ever been done. And I don't think nobody could do better than he's ever done for this sport. And I thank God every day for him.
We'll leave it at that. You're absolutely right. The big nasty Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia here in Las Vegas.